stock market is a place where people choose different stocks from different industries to invest in. And most of the people, or many of the stock market investors, especially the beginners, they tend to fall into a trap of just buying a stock because they saw someone referring that stock, or they saw someone saying that stock has been going up or trending upward for some time, and ended up buying that stock without doing a proper analysis or a proper research about that stock, which leads into destruction, or which leads in them losing money in the stock market, which brings confusion and makes some of the stock market investors to end up quitting and thinking that this stock market does not work. Which is the reason why I personally think that as a stock market investor, you need to make sure that you have a set of quality stocks in your portfolio, or a set of good, strong stocks in your portfolio. Yes, you might be having low market cap stocks that are quite risky in your portfolio, but majority of your stocks in your portfolio, if you want to be successful in the stock market, ought to be comprised of good quality stocks, because at least with those stocks, then you know that they will do very well in the future, which that will then mean that at the end you will generate or make good returns. So it's very important that before you go into a stock, or before you buy a stock, you consider some of the few things which can make you make a precise choice or precise decision when selecting the stock to buy. Do not buy, again I'll stress this out, do not buy because someone is telling you to buy, or you are buying because a stock has been going up, but buy because you have got good reasons, or buy because you have done a thorough analysis or a thorough background check about the stock and you know that is a good stock to own. Otherwise, today's video is all about how to pick good quality stocks. So many of you have been asking me yet again as to how do I know that this is a good stock to own? What is it that I need to consider? Which is why I decided to do this short video on some of the things that you need to consider when choosing the good quality stocks. So otherwise, please do watch this video until the end, because I definitely think that these three things that I'll be talking to you about that you need to consider before you choose or get these good quality stocks are going to prepare you, and probably you are going to make the right choices when selecting the stocks to buy. Otherwise, just a disclaimer, please know that I'm not a professional financial advisor. All that I'll be touching base on this video today are just my opinions, and if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Now, after finding a stock that you want to buy, the first thing that you ought to do, you need to make sure that you know the growth potential of the industry which that stock falls under. So it's very important for you to know the kind of industry that that stock falls under, and you not just know the industry, but you know the growth potential of that industry. Me personally, my favorite industry is like the EV industry, and already I know that that industry is set to grow by 22% per year between 2020 to 2027 globally. So already I know that the stocks or stocks in these sectors are set to do very well, because they are set to grow by 22% or by over 22% per year between 2020 to 2027 globally, which is something that encourages me then to say that, okay, I'm in the right sector. If I chose an EV company or in EV stock, then I know that by me choosing this EV company, I know the EV industry is set to grow by 22% per year between 2020 to 2027, which is something that all in all the stocks that you buy, you need to know and understand the growth potential of that sector before you go in and buy that stock, as this will already give you a direction on where that industry will be in the next coming 5 to 10 years, which is something that is very, very good, and which is something that will help you as an investor to know where the stocks in that industry are headed in the near future. But I think I must also highlight that even if the industry of the stock that you want to buy is not, or it won't be growing that much in the next coming years, that does not mean that you have to throw in the towel. You still have to check these other two things that I will cover in this video today. You need to also know that there are individual stocks, or there are some stocks or companies that can do very well and outperform their industry, which is something that you always have at the back of your mind. Hence, this is why I'm telling you that this is the first step. Finding the industry growth potential of the stock that you want to invest in is the first thing that you ought to do. Now, let's say that you find that the growth potential of that stock or that industry, that stock that you want to buy belongs in, won't be growing by much. The second thing that you ought to do, you need to go and check the financial performance of that stock. You don't just decide by saying that maybe it's not in an industry that it will do very well, which is the reason why you are not going to invest in that stock. Also check the financial performance of that stock individually. Check how is that stock performing, which is the second thing or point number 2 that I want to talk to you about. Now, this financial performance or these financials that you go through about this stock, they will help you identify as to where this stock or how this stock has been doing previously, and how is this stock doing currently. This just gives you on the financial background of this stock. If this stock, you see it improving time over time after they've released their financial results, then this is a good sign, or that should be taken as a good sign to say that this stock then has got a good future potential. Irregardless of you finding the sector or the industry of that stock not growing that much or not doing well that much in the near term, if the financial performance of that individual stock, which is in that industry, which won't be growing by much, is good, then that also should be taken as a very good sign of saying that this stock then might even outperform that industry. So in this financial performance, what you are looking for, of course, you are looking at things like the revenue. Has the revenue been increasing? This is what you are checking when on this financial performance. If the revenue of that stock that you want to buy has been increasing over time, then this is a very good sign, or you should take that as a very good sign to say that this is a very good stock. You need to also check things like the EPS, which is the earnings per share. How is the earning per share of this stock that you want to invest in? Has it been positively increasing or has it been decreasing? Then if it has been positively increasing, then this is again a very good sign to say that now this company is becoming more and more profitable, which is something that, as I always say, it attracts investors into coming and invest into a stock. Now, still on the financial performance, some of the figures that you ought to be interested in is their cash and cash equivalents. You need to check if they have enough cash at hand that will help them or that will offer the highest level of liquidity in a case where maybe the company's business is put to halt. Will they still be able to survive? And you need to find out about those things because you want to make sure that you invest in a company with a very good, strong cash. Now, the last 2 things that you will need to check on the financial performance of this company, you need to check their total current assets and total current liabilities. This is also important because with this, those of you who have been watching my videos, you'll know that this helps you find the current ratio of a company. I won't go into detail about this, as you know that I've already done a video where I was explaining on how do you calculate this current ratio, but in a nutshell, you are just dividing your total assets by total liabilities. So those are the things that you need to check on the financial performance side of the business or the stock that you want to own. Otherwise, the last point that I think it's very important for you when deciding on, when trying to make a choice of buying a certain stock, is to know their latest development or their latest current developments and future plans. You need to know what is it that the company is doing now to generate more revenue. What are some of their latest developments that gives you or that can motivate you to start investing in that stock today? Because you want to know what the company is doing now to try to generate more revenue, to try to generate more income. I don't think I want to invest in a stock that's not doing something to try to increase their revenue. I don't want to invest into a stock that's just repeating the same old system. I want to invest in a stock that's busy with new business deals. I want to invest in a stock that's busy trying to attract clients or customers into coming and utilize their services, which is a very good thing that you need to consider. But now, not only do you consider the latest developments, but you ought to also consider their future plans. What is their future goals? You need to find out on where do they see themselves in the next 5 years. What is their long-term goals? You need to figure and Google and check those future plans, because you want to know that the company that you are investing in has got future goals. What are they? What do they want to achieve in the next 10 years? What is that big project that they anticipate or they plan to achieve in the next coming 5 years? And once you find those things, and not only again do they make you feel happy, but they also encourage you to always want to add your positions in that stock after buying or after making your initial share purchase. This is the same thing that encourages me to even add more in my stocks when I think on where these stocks could be in the near future. Not knowing the latest developments and future plans of the stocks that you own or that you plan to buy will not make you succeed in your stock market investing journey. Otherwise, guys, these 3 points, I definitely think that as a start or as a beginner, you need to ask yourselves these 3 questions before you purchase that stock or before you go on to add more positions in that stock that you already own, but to the stocks that you have already purchased for now. So this should be your homework for you to go and check the growth potential of the industry that stock that you own belong in, and check if it will be growing in the near future. If it's not, then that does not mean that you need to sell that stock. So it will then mean that you also have to go and check their financial performance. And the good thing about their financial performance, I think I've done some good analysis on this channel strictly looking at the financial performance of companies. I think those of you who've been on this channel for quite some time, you ought to know what to look into when you are checking the financial performance of a company, because I've done few financial analysis on the stocks that I personally own or plan to own. And to make your life easier, I'll just put some 2-3 videos where I did the financial analysis of the stocks, which I believe that will also help you or guide you on what to look for, or give you further details on the things that I was telling you that you need to look into when you look at the financial performance of a stock. Otherwise, guys, I think I should also mention that these are not the only things that you need to check. There are others, but I just definitely believe that for a start, this should be enough for you to start purchasing a certain stock, because of these 3 things that I just told you that you need to consider. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.